Hello, I'm Georgie, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to day 5 of WELLMAS. WELLMAS is your well-being advent calendar of tips and techniques that help get you through the festive period. So for day 5 we're going to look at the idea of creating perhaps a toolkit. So a toolkit is a concept I first come across in dialectical behavioural therapy as part of my borderline personality disorder recovery, and the point of a toolkit is it's creating a selection of things that can help you in states of extreme emotional distress. Now, hopefully you're not going to experience states of extreme emotional distress, so we're going to kind of like dial down the concept a little bit. If you are interested in learning more about dialectical behavioural therapy, DBT, emotional tolerance or emotional distress tolerance skills, or about borderline personality disorder, please either send me a message on Instagram or leave a comment in the box in the comment section down below, and maybe I'll look at filming some things about that in the future. Originally, a toolbox was used to describe a selection of things that would help with extreme emotional distress, and we'll kind of go towards that later, the idea of perhaps a physical collection and what that might look like. But just want to start with some things that might just help with like mild and generalized anxiety that we might, or stress that we might feel over the festive period, and how we can just put a few things in place so that if we feel ourselves getting a little overwhelmed, we can just go to these things quite quickly, and hopefully by creating a conscious action behind them will help strengthen their power in terms of how they help us to calm down and help restore us to a state of equilibrium, a little bit more of a healthy and holistic balance. So at the end of this video, just take 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, maybe longer, and think of some things that might help you, or think of some things that help you feel good, that make you feel good. So it might be your favourite album, it might be a favourite film, it might be sitting with a hot drink and a biscuit, it could be going for a walk, it could be taking a bubble bath, it could be a perfume that you have or a scent that you have in the house, it could be the action of lighting a candle, it could be lots of other things. So just take some time at the end of this video to really sit and consciously think what different things help me feel good, and list them. And then perhaps in your phone, in your notes app, you can just write a list of these things. Now, it's probably a good idea to have a mix of things, some of which could be quite quick and instantaneous and could be done more discreetly, perhaps. So for example, if you have a favourite song at the moment or a favourite album, if you're out and about and you're sort of feeling that stress and anxiety or that feeling of overwhelm coming, just pop a pair of headphones on, or if you're in the car, you could just pop the playlist on, you know, make yourself like a playlist of some of your favourite songs, just pop that on, and then just, you know, treat yourself in that moment to some of your favourite things, and hopefully, you know, singing along. If you're at home, maybe you can have a little bit of a dance and kind of shift the energy out of your system that way. Like I say, you could treat yourself to a nice coffee. And so for example, I have just like normal instant coffee, but then every now and again I like to treat myself to a box of those like instant cappuccino type things, because just that like bubbly frothy coffee is a little bit more like indulgent. So it could be, you know, you treat yourself to a box of nice coffee, or you could treat yourself to a fancy coffee and some fancy biscuits, and you only have that coffee and those biscuits as kind of like a medicine, really. You know, you're feeling not great, you're feeling like you need a bit of a boost, so you're going to treat yourself, and you've got these treats ready for you. It doesn't have to be things like this, so it could be, and we're going to do a video later on creativity, but it could be like little actions like colouring in. Mindfulness colouring is like a huge thing now where, you know, you can buy colouring books and pencils and little sets really cheaply, and it could just be that you just take half an hour to colour. And again, it's something that you could do with the kids. You know, you give them like a little crafty little colouring thing to do, and you just take sort of 5 minutes to do your own little project. And, you know, just if that is, but only if that is something that speaks to you. If you have your notes section on your phone, like a little app or something, or it could even be a post-it that you keep like on the bathroom mirror, it could be a little page in a diary, or like something in your purse or wallet, with a selection of things that just make you happy, make you feel good. Some that can be done instantly, like popping on a song, or some which, you know, like I say, having a bubble bath at the end of the day that might require a little bit more planning. Just take some time to think about ways that you can nourish yourself, and just have a list so that you can just, you know, have something to instantly refer to if you need to. Now, if you are someone who is particularly anxious and like the idea of exploring having a physical toolkit, so perhaps a box of some things that you go to when you're feeling these things, and you want to have something physical and tangible other than just sort of some notes on your phone or a post-it, then we can have a quick look at some of the things you might include. I've spoken before about scent, and I've spoken before about having, you know, some nice things like a special tea or a special coffee, or some biscuits or chocolate, you know, something that you save and mean something. So you could have those kind of instant things in there. You know, you spray the smell, you just sit in the smell, you enjoy the scent, or you have a bite of something or a sip of a drink and you savor the flavour, but you've got them on hand in like a sacred kind of, not sacred, but in like a dedicated section, a dedicated space. Other things that could go in there could be photographs of special memories or favourite memories. It could be mementos of things that mean a lot to you and evoke happy memories. Again, I've said about colouring, so it could be, you know, a colouring book and some pencils, or some art or craft things that you could get on with. It could be, you know, some knitting and some needles. It could be, you know, just take time to really personalise it to you and to your needs. A really fantastic way would be to link it to the 5-4-3-2-1 technique, and I've done a video on that before when I did my Mindful Monday series, so I'll pop a link in one of the cards on the screen. But the 5-4-3-2-1 technique is essentially using the 5 senses to ground yourself in the present moment. So it's what you can see, hear, taste, touch and smell. So perhaps popping some objects in there that really require you to stimulate those senses. So perhaps something that, for example, a piece of velvet. If you have some velvet in there, you could pop a spritz on it, and then a spritz of a spray, and you know, you can touch it, you can feel the texture, the smooth as you stroke it one way, the rough as you stroke it the other way, and then you can look and you can really observe the colour in it, you know, the sheen versus the matte, the light, the dark, the way the fabric moves. Smell it. Probably don't want to taste it, but you can just, you know, take a moment to think of things that, you know, what lingering taste perhaps you might have. And then like sound, like does it make a sound? Is there like a, even if it's faint, that faint rustling of the fabric through your fingers? Okay, so hopefully that's helped. Hopefully you'll take some time today to think of some things that make you really happy, think of things that make you feel nourished, and a little bit of self-care, self-love. And I wish you well, I wish you a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow.